Many moons ago, the property was a pit stop for travelers and men from Tennessee and Kentucky settling deals with dueling.
Here in Simpson County is the Sanford Duncan Inn, which has a rich history dating back to the early 1800s.
The Sanford Duncan Inn, thought to be the oldest log structure in what is now known as Simpson County, built in 1819. One of the corners of the property was located on the Lexington to Nashville Road. It was down this road, a part of the Cumberland Trace, that the travelers came. Sanford Duncan operated such a place in his home. The 1822 tax list showed Duncan had a tavern license. The location of the property was significant with reference to boundary line between Kentucky and Tennessee and to the practice of dueling. There were two famous duels held at Lincoln Pinch, an ancient dueling ground within the disputed triangle between Kentucky and Tennessee. Prior to his duel with General William White, Tennessee's General Samuel Houston polished off his training at the Sanford Duncan Inn. Then in 1827, a duel between Calvin Smith and Robert Brink, both attorneys in Maury County, Tennessee. Mr. Brink was slain by Smith and was buried at his request. As a result of this duel, Smith was indicted for murder. Since dueling had been illegal in both states for many years, these two events led to the end of dueling in Kentucky and Tennessee. This location has never been investigated before, so being by myself for the first hour, I decided to go upstairs and introduce myself.
If there's any spirits in here, my name is Matt. I'm going to be in here just trying to talk with you. If you walk close to this, it'll let me know that you're in here. Can you do that for me?
For the first 45 minutes, I didn't get many responses. But then I asked about dueling, and that may have triggered something.
There he is. How many duels were fought here? That were gunshots, bro. That was cool.
Shortly after this response, Stephen arrives and we begin to investigate the opposite side of the living quarters upstairs.
Did you die in a duel here?
Yes, I heard the banter. It's the same guy.
What's your name? Billy?
Yep, Billy.
Wow. All right, Billy. Well, my name's Matt. It's nice to meet you. John. This is John.
Yeah, I heard that.
Were you a general? Hit him.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to play? You want to play some cards? With a gun?
Yep.
Out in the yard. Oh my God! And what kind of gun were you using?
40.
Dude.
At this point, I'm still trying to figure out a way to get a little bit more direct communication from whatever spirits that remain at the Sanford Duncan Inn.
So I asked him, this was more of like a live inside, or was it in the...
This was a live inside. See, this is the dog trot. This
Okay.
actually will actually be open. You know, it wouldn't have the doorway and the doorway here. It would be open.
Okay.
It's like just a porch.
Yeah.
What it would. So you know, it'd be like the inn would be over here where they would actually feed you, and
Okay.
then you go upstairs and you can sleep for the night.
Yeah.
And they would have done this for 25 cents a night back then.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I came in here last night
Yeah.
just to kind of get a feel for the place, you know. The REM pod, I had it sitting up here on the barrels last night, and it just started going off constantly, so I thought it was just malfunctioning.
Yeah.
So I set it over here on the table for a few minutes, and I was trying to get conversation going, and it wasn't doing nothing. Then I set it over here on that card table over there, and then it would constantly just go on and go on and go on.
Well, I'll move some stuff down here.
Before time.
The outside temperature was
Right as Bill is telling us about the REM pod going off constantly last night, ours begins to do the same.
Yeah.
Was that? Was it touched?
Like no, I mean, I touched it.
When I go to reset the REM pod, the camera mic picks up a very clear EVP.
Oh, okay.
Now at first I was very confused by this because I heard "go in the Bob." I decided to Google slang from the 1800s, and a bob is actually a term they use for placing a bet. So this is very interesting, since these were dueling grounds. Now listen again. I believe it says, go win the bob.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna try to see if something's gonna communicate with us now.
William, did you come through and say your name was Billy earlier?
There's Billy.
Were you shot in the chest?
I
was or something?
He said leg.
Ah. Sam, do you still hang around here?
Josh. Would Josh be a common name back then for the 18th?
Not Josh.
I heard that. I don't know what that was. Josh?
Well, you know, again, this has been here since 1819. So.
Yeah.
Who's Josh?
Metalsworth? Middlesworth.
Yeah.
Josh, come through and say what you need to say through the box.
Think it's here?
Is Sanford here?
Well, can you tell me something about him? Like, why are you saying all this? What did he do?
So crazy.
If he's not a pillar of the community, then what is he?
So, who are you to Sanford Duncan?
Cynthia.
Cynthia Duncan? Are you Cynthia Duncan?
Is that a daughter?
Something.
Cynthia, how old are you?
Holy crap, dude.
Say that again? You said guys. More to tell. Cynthia, go ahead and tell us what you need to say in the box. We're going to be quiet now. Tell us the big secret.
I'm gonna fix the glass.
Mr. Duncan?
I think we should go in the yard and duel. I think we should just go outside and handle this once and for all.
Who's the best shot around here? Would it be William?
I think Sam Houston done took care of William. Right?
The name is Smith.
Cynthia, you want to go on a date?
How old are you, Cynthia?
Maybe.
50.
A little old for me. I'm fat.
Get back my wife.
Cynthia, you want to come home with me?
Get out. Say that again. Point at my wife. Point at my wife. I don't know where she's at.
I told her.
Ouch! Did you hear that, bro? As the investigation comes to a close, and it being the first time anyone has done a paranormal investigation here, I think it's safe to say this place definitely has some activity. We now know there's a Billy, Josh, John, Sanford, and Cynthia that hang around this whole inn. But are these the only ones who still remain?